Well, hey there guys, what's going on? Look at what I bring you guys today. I bring you the 2007 Dodge Charger. Overall, this car has been really good up to the last week. So what I noticed the other day is I noticed oil under the whole underside of the vehicle, and it was smoking pretty bad. So it looks like the engine blew up on this car, or did it? Crazy if you ask me. Put about 1,700 miles on this car, have not had really any problems at all to speak of out of this engine. This engine has run really good, run really strong. Haven't had any overheating issues with it. AC blows ice cold. Overall, it's a decent car to drive. I mean, I like the power. I like the fact that it will get out of its own way. Everything on top looks great, doesn't it? Looks just like a regular 5.7 Hemi. The only other issue we've had with this car since day one is this ABS module right here. Unfortunately, that's a common issue with these Chrysler products. With, you know, your ABS, you got the ESP, and then you got your track light on. So let's take a look underneath the car, and I'll show you exactly what's going on with this car. Okay, so looking underneath the car, you guys see all that gray GB weld right there. Unfortunately, this car has had an oil leak since I've repaired it. I've replaced a few of the MDS solenoids on top, pulled an intake last week, bone dry underneath. So anyways, thinking that was the problem. Nope. So if you look right there where the GB weld is, it had a little crack in the block right there at the bottom. Let's see, right there, right where I'm pointing my finger. Okay, so that crack, cylinder number 8, was the one that we had repaired back in June when I initially bought this car. And unfortunately, I think that crack has been there all along, because if you look at the previous video that I put up, you'll see that there are marks right there, right where the rod hit the side of the block. And basically, like I was saying, this engine was initially hydrolocked, and that sudden burst of water in the engine, that's probably what caused that crack there. Other than that, you know, there's no hole, there's nothing in the block. I mean, it's just a very, very minor crack, okay? And overall, lately, it just seems like it's gotten worse, but the crack was very, very small. Just must be, you know, the heat cycles of the engine, heating, cooling. You know how cast iron cracks. Cast iron is a very easy metal to crack, especially with heat. So that's what I did. I used GB weld to repair that. I would not suggest doing that. The thing is, with this engine, I know it's solid bottom end wise, because if there was an issue with the motor, the engine would be knocking on that cylinder, and the engine is dead quiet. So what's crazy here is if you look underneath this car, the whole car is covered in freaking oil. Sorry about the poor lighting here, but if you look up there, I mean, you can see the whole underneath of this car is just covered in oil. And see all these little dots right here. That's all splatter marks from that oil leaking as the car is moving. Crazy. So at the end of the day, the question is it really worth putting an engine in this car? Well, you know something? On average, this engine's about $2,000. You know, if I was charging you to put this engine in, it'd probably be about another $700 to R&R this engine. These are kind of a real pain in the ass, especially being that this is an all-wheel drive. It just makes that much more difficult to pull out, okay? So at this point in time, would I suggest doing a repair like that? Probably not. But we're going to try it on this car, and if it holds up, it holds up. If the engine blows up, it blows up. I mean, what do I really have to lose at this point in time, right? Exactly. So right now, I've got a little over $3,000 into this car. These cars are bringing good money right now. I think if we were to retail this car, we could probably get around $5 grand for it. But I wouldn't want to sell it like that to somebody. But, you know, I'll probably just end up driving this for a few months, and if it holds up, it holds up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it blows, it blows. And that's where I'm going to be with it. So, Would I recommend a repair like that? Probably not, but it is what it is. And if you're on a budget and that's all you have, you really have nothing to lose. So, well, I really appreciate you guys joining me here today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.